What's up, Bears fans? Continuing along with our coverage here from Radio Row in Phoenix, Arizona. Super Bowl 57 is coming up on Sunday. But before we jump into today's Chicago Bears rumors, we are closing in on 60,000 subscribers, just 162 away. Remember, once we cross 60K, we will do a live fan-led mock draft. If we get there before next Tuesday's live show, that'll be the day we do a live fan-led mock draft where you guys make all of the picks. We'll have a lot of fun with that as well. And plus, if you want daily Chicago Bears videos, we are the channel for you. We'll have more content here from Radio Row in Arizona. Subscribe. Let's jump in to today's show. I am Harrison Graham, and we continue here at Radio Row. Super Bowl Sunday coming up, but we are here to talk about the Bears. Hopefully they're playing for a Lombardi trophy sooner rather than later, and this offseason kind of starts the journey to trying to get back to that stage, a stage they haven't been to since 2006. Had the opportunity to interview Jay Glazer yesterday at Fox Sports, NFL insider. He's got some, insider information about what's going on around the league. He gave his thought and his opinion on what the Bears could do. He's in the camp of trading down from that number one pick. So let's hear from Glazer, and we'll react here in just a moment. A lot of chatter about potentially trading down. Is that what you're hearing? Is that what you would do?
No, that's what I do. Yeah, I trade it. You get a bounty out there. They don't need a quarterback. They're sitting in pretty position. And when you do need a quarterback, look what the Niners gave up, right, to move up there for Trey Lance. Look what the Bears gave up for Trubisky. There's so much, draft capital they can get. If they can get that kind of crazy trade, yeah, I'd do it, but I don't know if they're going to get it.
What teams stand out to you that could trade up? Colts at 4 have been a popular one. Carolina at 9. Right, yeah. QB needy teams.
There's a lot of teams, right? Washington needs one. There's going to be a lot of teams out there that are going to need quarterback. Jets need a quarterback, right? There's going to be about 12 teams that need quarterbacks this year. Yeah.
I think Glazer hits the nail on the head. There's going to be a lot of teams that do want to move up and get a quarterback. That's why this is a great draft to not only have the number one pick if you were a quarterback-needy team, but I think it's even better to have the number one pick if you're not a QB-needy team like Chicago, because you can kind of hold a king's ransom for teams who do want to move up. We've talked about this. The Texans have the number 2 pick. If they want to guarantee to get the guy they want, they got to move up. They've also got the 12th pick as well. Colts sitting there at number 4. Raiders at number 7. A lot of Aaron Rodgers buzz, but what if he retires? They may want to move up. Falcons, I think, are a dark horse. Carolina's a team to watch out for. Glazer mentioned the Jets and Commanders. Tampa Bay, there's been buzz around the Titans moving up from number 11. I don't even have them on my graphic here on screen. The point is, I think there's a great chance that Chicago trades down. I've been sitting at about that 70% number. Nothing's guaranteed. Obviously, Ryan Poles is going to weigh everything. If he absolutely loves a prospect and wants to guarantee himself that he's going to get him, well, a way you do that is you stay at number 1 and you draft the player. But if the trade offers are there to get extra capital in this draft and the next draft, maybe a player or two as well, that is something you have got to consider if you are the Chicago Bears. And I continue to think that there's a very good chance that they will end up trading down from the number 1 pick. Now, which team is most likely to trade up with Chicago? A lot of the logic and thought has been Indy at 4 because, A, that means the Bears don't have to move down too far. Still a good chance they'd get Jalen Carter or Will Anderson Jr. if that's who the Bears want to draft. And B, the Colts obviously need a quarterback. I think they're done going with the Band-Aid veteran route. They're going to go up and get their guy out of the NFL draft, whether that's Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, or an Anthony Richardson. So let me know what you guys think. Which team is most likely to trade up with Chicago? Now, just before filming, Shy Sport Updates, Daniel Greenberg tweeted this as ESPN's Adam Schefter hopped on ESPN 1000 saying that Schefter said the Bears are going to have, quote, unbelievable offers for the number 1 overall draft pick per Adam Schefter on ESPN 1000. When guys like Schefty and Glazer and these other people report/think the Bears should trade down, there's a good chance it's going to happen. So buckle up, kiddos. This is going to be a hectic few weeks, potentially a couple months, about 2.5 months until the NFL draft. NFL Combine will be here before we know it. That's when things could really ramp up for the Bears in terms of what to do at number 1 and also their evaluation of free agency as well. It's critical. This offseason is monumental. I've talked about it. It's the biggest offseason in franchise history, in my opinion, and it'll easily also be the make-or-break offseason for GM Ryan Poles. If he hits on a lot of things, connects, then this team think could be in good hands moving forward. If not, if he doesn't take advantage of having almost $100 million in cap space and a number one overall pick, well, then in a few years you're probably going to be looking for a new GM. That is just reality of life in the NFL. More to get to coming up in a second, but want to shout out our sponsor, Athletic Greens, who's keeping my energy up while we are here at Radio Row. I had to get up at 6:30 this morning to go cover the Chiefs media availability, and the reason I got a little extra juice in my step is because Athletic Greens, specifically AG1 by Athletic Greens, helped me out. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition by going to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I recently started taking AG1 by Athletic Greens every single day, and I've never felt more energetic. Football season and now Super Bowl 57 coverage, it's a grind. 12, 15-hour days sometimes, and at times I've lacked that extra energy, but now with my morning scoop of AG1, I'm back in my routine. My energy is back up to where it needs to be. Not only is AG1 helping me get back into good habits, I'm already seeing better digestion as well. Improving my gut health is something that I've needed to do, and now that's happening with the single scoop of AG1 every single day. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. Just mix one small scoop of AG1 with water, drink it first thing in the morning, boom, I am done. You guys can be as well. Really cost efficient, costs less than $3 per day. That's like half the cost of like a cup of coffee, for example. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. It is a win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Threw both of those into my travel pack this week. Very easy to travel with those, so I stay on top of my AG1 daily routine. athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's the place to go. It's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Check the link out in the comments and in the description of this video and get started with AG1 today. Now, are the Bears fully bought in on Justin Fields? Also talked to Glazer about this. He says that they are, and for anyone out there who still thinks maybe they would draft a quarterback or maybe Fields isn't the guy, well, at least right now and at least for 2023, it certainly appears Fields is the man in Chicago.
They've realized what they're going to do with them, then everything changes. Now that they're going to run them a lot, and Luke Getsy can have a whole offseason saying, okay, this is what we're going to do together. I think kind of like with the Eagles, right now, okay, we know we have in Jalen Hurts. We know we could work on in the offseason. I think they'll do the same thing with Justin, but they're bought in.
Yeah, Glazer saying at the end that they are bought in, and I think he made a good point too there that he didn't talk about specifics on who they should sign or this and that, but now that they kind of know what they want to do with him, it's really about building around him and helping him build that cohesion with Luke Getsy moving forward. Thought on Getsy in a second here also, but obviously we saw Fields take some leaps this year, right? Now, the passing game still has to take another step or two. 2,300 passing yards, 2,200 passing yards in today's NFL isn't going to get it done, but thought he took pretty good care of the football. The passer rating went up this year. Completion percentage went up. There was definitely strides made. Obviously, the Bears and Fields himself were able to unlock his running ability, both on design runs and, scramble drill situations. He was going to probably set the single-season rushing record for a quarterback had he not sat out Week 18 with an injury. Here's my take on where the Bears go from here with Fields. Obviously, they are going to use his legs, with which Glazer mentioned, but you don't want him running for 1,000 yards every season because then you're putting him in harm's way too often. Obviously, it's going to be a factor. Jalen Hurts does the same thing in Philadelphia, but you got to pick your spots. You obviously got to upgrade at receiver, offensive line, but especially wide receiver. You got to get that number one guy in Chicago. You've got Darnell Mooney. You've got Chase Claypool. These are good players. Velus Jones, you hope he takes a step. But you lack that true number one guy. But what I do like is, and Jay Glazer hit on this as well, he said he loves Luke Getsy. He thinks he's the right guy for Justin Fields. He also mentioned that he believes in the next couple of years Getsy will be a future head coach. I straight up asked him, do you like Getsy? He's a good fit. He said he loved him. So I think that's a good sign for Chicago as well. So now you get this full offseason of Fields and Getsy building this partnership, building this relationship, expanding on the playbook and, continuing to cater to his strengths. And obviously the personnel department needs to take care of that part as well. That's obvious when it comes to Ryan Poles and his talent evaluation staff. What players at receiver and offensive line can help this guy really take a jump here in year 3? Speaking of which, year 3 leap for Fields, is it coming? I talked to former NFL quarterback Michael Vick, who obviously has some similarities to Fields in terms as a runner at the quarterback position. I even kind of joked with him, hey, Fields set your single game rushing record, and Vic said something like, well, all my records are being broken nowadays. Had some fun with that. But Vic thinks a big year could be ahead for Justin Fields. Check out our interaction with the former NFL quarterback.
Yeah, man, I think Justin is going to take that next step next year, and whatever it takes to get him there, we're going to make sure that it happens. And so he can just take a page out of Jalen's playbook. Quarterbacks who wasn't in the same systems for multiple years or consecutive years, and then gets that opportunity in that second year to showcase what they can do and how much they've grown in the system. I think Jalen put that on display this year, and ultimately the door's open for Justin to do that next year. And it's not just on Justin. It's about the coaches being able to put people around him that's going to make him better.
Yeah, I jumped in there and said, well, Jalen Hurts got A.J. Brown. Who can that be for Justin Fields? And, Michael didn't exactly have the answer. Obviously, we'll wait and see who that number one guy can be, but I'm going to continue to harp on that point. A lot of these young quarterbacks took leaps when they got that number one guy. Jalen Hurts in year 3, he got A.J. Brown, took another step, obviously has Devontae Smith as well. Josh Allen, when he got Stephon Diggs, really took another level. Fields, I think, can be better than a guy like Jalen Hurts. I get the point Vic is making. Take something out of his playbook, continue to improve. Similar paths certainly so far, but Fields was a better prospect. He's a more natural thrower of the football than Hurts, in my opinion. You just got to give him a key piece or two, right? Like, you got some pieces, but you need that true number one. You need that A.J. Brown, Jamar Chase for Joe Burrow. I mean, Mahomes had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. All these young guys have done it with elite weapons. I mean, you tell me a really good young quarterback in this league that has done it without a true number one. It's not out there. I mean, I guess you could say Trevor Lawrence took a leap this year, and maybe they don't have a true number one, but Christian Kirk was pretty damn good this year. They invested in him. Evan Ingram had a nice year. If you're the Bears, you have got to get that piece around Justin Fields, whether it's Keenan Allen, T. Higgins, someone in the draft. You've got to figure out who that is, because I believe if you get that guy around Fields, he's going to take that next step as an NFL quarterback. Now, if you had to guess, who is going to be the Bears' number one wide receiver in 2023? Drop a name down in the comments below. Sure, it could be Mooney. It could be Claypool. That guy might be on the roster. I'm going to say it's not on the roster, though. I do think the Bears will make a move and go get a number one receiver. I don't know if it's via trade, free agency, if a guy like Michael Thomas or Keenan Allen becomes available, but I got to believe the Bears are going to go out and find that guy to pair up with their franchise quarterback in Justin Fields. Appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Obviously, our published times are a little all over the place this week. Got a lot of duties here at Radio Row for Super Bowl 57, but as always, daily content coming your way. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Again, subscribe to the channel, closing in on 60,000 subs. If you want to do that fan-led mock draft by next Tuesday, got to reach that 60K number by then. I am Harrison Graham. We'll see you guys soon, and bear down.